West side of Salvation Army. I'm at a pursuit with them right now. Northbound behind Salvation Army West side. His hands in the air now! Stop! One at Tate's Point, north side Salvation Army.
Today's video takes us to Fargo, North Dakota. Now, most breakdowns will usually define what is lawful and what is not, but we're here to dig a little deeper than that, to invoke thought and to create a conversation. I'm Sean Tyree. Welcome to Vest Life. Hold on. What is that thing? I don't care what it is. I love it. This right here, he just cruised up like it was nothing. And it reminded me of Paul Blart. Whatever that thing is, I love it. So I remember when Segways came a thing, and I can tell you right now, early on in my career, I saw a Segway and I was like, there's no way I'm riding one of those things. But now I would definitely ride one of those things. And whatever this is, I'm definitely loving it. And it makes me think of that one scene in Paul Blart.
Oh, my no.
Is it Joseph? No. Joseph. What's going on? Hey. One of our officers saw you on the camera smoking meth in the...
I wasn't smoking meth, I was just walking through.
Well, they called out your exact description, so you're just going to be detained right now, okay?
I didn't do nothing.
So can you go ahead and put your hands behind your back, please?
Yeah, I didn't do nothing.
Can you just go ahead and put your...
No, can I get some help? No.
So right there, he told him why he was being detained. He said that you were observed on the cameras smoking meth. Technically, say he should have been smoking some type of illegal substance. You can say it's meth, but through a camera, you really can't determine what drug it is. And just to be mindful of that, because you want something to uphold in court, and that would be something that they would ask. How do you know that it's meth without being tested? Even through the years of your police training, everything is changed so much. It could be, you say it'd be crystal meth, it could have been fentanyl, or it could have been crushed up blues, or whatever the case may be. But he did say the reason why he's being detained, not being arrested, but being detained. And you have that, you can detain someone for reasonable suspicion. And right now they have reasonable suspicion of him pretty much smoking or inhalating an illegal drug. So good on them. You see, they immediately start going 2-on-1 because he's a big guy.
What did I do wrong? What am I going to?
Put your hands back. That's okay.
What am I going to?
Put your hands behind your back.
What did I do wrong?
If you put your hands behind your back, we can tell you.
So right here, he starts fighting already. So when I said something about aggressive, and some people, if you don't know what that is, aggressive, that's you tensing up your body, your arms, your legs, preventing the officer to detain you, pretty much placing you in handcuffs. And some people are like, that's not resisting. No, aggressive, as I stated before, is resisting arrest. And right now he's resisting detainment. And as soon as you start resisting detainment for probable cause to be detained, now the charge and the force can be escalated. And then it goes into a crime. So right now, technically, he didn't have a crime at that time. It was just reasonable suspicion. But now with him struggling, as you're about to see right here, it becomes a crime now. It can become obstruction. It can go from obstruction, then go to resisting arrest.
What am I going to, man?
So this pause right here, the officer right here, if you can see my cursor, this officer right here, all right, he's in the best position because he's already holding on to the tricep and a little bit of the forearm. The officer right here that's holding on to the wrist, that's not helping. That's pretty much going counterintuitive against this officer, because which direction are you trying to pull? And that's when the communication needs to come in, right? Because everybody is pulling in their own direction right now. This officer to the, I would say, left of you is pulling in his own direction, probably pulling towards him by his body. The officer right here that's holding the wrist, you see, she's probably pulling towards herself. And then this officer right here that's in front, he's in the best position for the simple fact that if he would have ducked under and gone right for the waist, they could at least start pulling him down to the ground. But there's no communication at this time on which direction they need to pull this guy.
Sevens on one central male, northbound Broward Valley. Punched two officers in the face.
I'm gonna show you from a different angle what happened right there towards the end.
He's running towards the Salvation Army lot right now. The American Royal, light blue jeans, balcony tank top, long hair. West side of Salvation Army. Medical pursuit with him right now. Northbound behind Salvation Army west side. Put your hands in the air now! Stop! One at Tase Point, no check, Salvation Army. Down, back up now! Get on the ground! Get your arms out in front of you. Lie down.
So if you're wondering why the female officer just arrived, that my man's with the scooter, yeah, I know you saw the hard break, all right, but just let's stay focused, all right. So if you're wondering why the officer right here pulled out a firearm, that's basic. Once again, contact cover. So you have less lethal right here from the officer to the left of you, and then you have the lethal cover right there, because you still don't know what this person has on them. You don't know if they're still armed because they haven't properly been searched. So you're going to have that lethal cover just in case. Good on her. As soon as she got on scene, she immediately drew her firearm, just for the fact that you had to have that lethal coverage along with that less lethal coverage until that third officer arrives, and then you can properly put this guy in handcuffs.
Put your hands behind the small of your back right now.
Okay, cover.
Give me your arm. Let go of the handcuff. Ferguson for that says you're 1 mile 83. Go my way. Check the sides here.
The chief of police. I was under his
Question. Punch a
obligation.
damn officer, man.
I did. He was a traitor. He wasn't an officer.
No, glove up.
I'm the chief of police.
Sit him up. Sit up.
I do want to add, for any officer, new, young, or old, if you're clearing the suspect's pockets, make sure you have gloves on. All right. And the reason being, because if you're going into their pockets, you don't know what they have, especially if you saw them smoking some meth, as they noted earlier. You know, they can have a needle on them. It could be drugs that's loose, powder form, fentanyl. That's such a high situation that's been going on across the country, especially that little bit of absorption. Next thing you know, you're down for the count. All right. And you're hoping that your partner can pour their Narcan, or they take your Narcan off of your own person and end up inoculating you with it. So be sure to have gloves when you're checking pockets. It doesn't matter who they are. Whatever arrest that you make, have some form of protection on, because you want to keep yourself safe.
Man, bring your knees to your chest.
You legally detained me. I'm undercover.
Get up.
I'm undercover.
Get your knees up now. I don't give a damn. You're undercover.
I'm undercover.
Sit up.
You want a 600?
Come get it.
746. I'm sure we don't need a 600 right now. $746 to the Zebra unit.
Stand up. 1, 2, 3.
On the north side of Southern County.
I'm the chief of police. I'm being illegally detained.
10-4.
I order all the chief of police under investigation on why I'm arrested.
3 counts of assault on a peace officer now. Good, let's start. Take a seat.
Undercover, chief of police, whoever you claim to be, one of you is going to jail. And that's for a fact. So as we do the wrap up for this video, this one we say try to end the fight quickly so it doesn't escalate to something further. And I say that just because with 3 officers there, you would hope it will be enough to detain a person, despite their size. All right. I think they were kind of with 3 against 1 and still, despite his size, kind of equally matched. It wasn't that he was an overly muscular type of person. It's just the fact that there was no proper technique used in order to take this person down to the ground and properly get him detained and even into handcuffs. The reason why I say that is because there was lack of communication, and they probably have never used a technique before in order to get somebody down to the ground. And I say that confidently because all 3 people were so focused at the top half of the body that no one cared to go to the lower portion of the body. Once this person starts ripping away, you have every right to start taking this person down to the ground. All right. This is where you can escalate your force a little bit, reasonably, of course. And it's universal across any department, right? The use of force. So you have to use a reasonable amount of force in order to get that person in the handcuffs. So I say that because even when the officer that had the handcuffs and had his wrists right there, you're already going to do a use of force, right? Hold on to those handcuffs, because now that can be used as pain compliance. As soon as he starts trying to break away or turn to evade, now you're using those handcuffs to pull down. And that's an uncomfortable feeling, using the handcuffs on the wrist, right? Depending on, and it also depends on if they're high on drugs or anything like that, because pain compliance can kind of differentiate with somebody that's pretty much on drugs. Trust me, I've been there before. I understand when drugs are introduced to a situation in a person's body and how compliant they can be. With the 3 of you, somebody should have directed, hey, I'm going for the legs. So when I stated this before in my prior video, when I said that, where do people most get their power from? And it's the power from their hips, right? Your lower legs. So if you're throwing a punch or anything like that, you have to use your hips in order to get that proper amount of force. So if you're taking the legs or the hips out of play, those punches wouldn't have been effective, and they probably wouldn't have occurred because the person would have been down on the ground. Another thing, I know this is probably North Dakota, it's not common in a lot of different states where citizens do get involved. So if you saw that black vehicle where you told the driver, hey, get out of here, that was a civilian wanting to assist. Love it. Probably the best highlight of their day or even week, saying, hey, I help police get this bad guy that was punching on them earlier. But as an officer, you never want to get the public involved. So good on him saying, hey, get out of here. Because say if he starts shooting, next thing you know, we're on the hook for that. Even though they put themselves in a situation, but it's up to us. And I say us because I was in this field. It's up to us to control the situation. And if a person, a civilian, or the public gets involved, we have to get them out of the way. All right, because you want to make sure they're not in danger. With that being said, if you're law enforcement of old, law enforcement of new, or even just the general public, if you learn anything from this video, drop a like and a comment below. And remember, Jesus is the light of the way.